Hey guys, it's Daniel from Valve Tech, and today I want to give you a bit of an insight to the recording program I use and just some of the general recommended settings I use and want to just show you today. Before this video starts, however, I'd just like to give a big shout out to all the people who are subscribed to my channel. I recently hit 90 subscribers on YouTube, and I just want to let you know how grateful I am for hitting that milestone, and I'm just excited. We're on that final push to the big 100, so if you are new to the channel and or have enjoyed any of my previous videos, if you could maybe drop a sub or leave a like on today's video, I'd greatly appreciate it. But regardless, I also want you to leave a comment below telling me what kind of software you use, whether that be for editing or recording, etc. I'm just generally very curious because there's a wide range of different editing and recording softwares. So regardless, guys, though, let's get right into it. So if you couldn't already tell by the thumbnail today, I'll be showing you around OBS and generally the recommended settings when it comes to recording and streaming. If you didn't already know, OBS is built into another program called Streamlabs, so I'll head over there to show you some of the features and settings in there, maybe in another video, as that's more for streaming. But for now, I just want to start with the default just recording settings for just regular videos. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and head over to the settings tab, which is right here, of course, at the bottom right, and just head over to video. For recording, I generally like to record in 1080p, so I do set the base and output resolution to 1080p to get the best looking video possible. Now, if you do say have a 2K or 4K monitor, you can obviously record in that resolution as well. Just keep in mind that you want to make sure you have the decent machine to be able to run that in the first place. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming you do if you did invest in a 2 or 4K monitor, but just something to keep in mind. Sometimes even if you do have a really nice, higher resolution monitor, it might not be too shabby to just record 1080p because that's what most people watch their videos in. Regardless, heading down to the downscale filter, you should generally be fine keeping it at least at 16 samples, just for some sharpened scaling on your video. It'll just make it look a lot cleaner. And then obviously, as you know, I like to record my videos at 60 FPS, so I set the common FPS value at 60 FPS. So I'd highly recommend you do this, even if you do have to sacrifice resolution. It just generally looks a lot better and it's a lot more smooth. Before we continue, like I said, I just want you to know that all of these are just my settings, and you should adjust your settings based on the performance of your computer. As you can tell, I'm sort of explaining them. Recording videos is very intensive on your CPU, so just know your computer's limit in order to get the best recording possible. Sometimes it's better to have a 720p video and 60 FPS that's nice and smooth than a 1080p video that's really laggy and choppy because you couldn't really run a game and record it at the same time. Just something to keep in mind so you get the best quality video possible. Then moving over to the audio tab, I generally keep most of these settings by default. The only thing that I do change is over here where you can select an audio device. As you can see, currently I have picked my microphone that I'm currently recording this video with, which is my Razer Siren X. Otherwise, the rest of this stuff is pretty fine. Sample rate, I mean, either or is fine between 48 and 44.1. Make sure obviously the channels is set to stereo, but you can obviously set it to something else. Another thing to keep in mind is that while OBS is great for recording both gameplay and voice, I still use Audacity most of the time for my videos, as the filters and adjustments I can make to my audio files make my voice sound a lot cleaner with a lot less background noise. Maybe sometime I'd like to show you an Audacity tutorial, but hey, who knows. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for audio. So now we're gonna head over to the advanced tab. Heading over to the advanced settings, you want to make sure that this priority process is set to at least above normal. So basically, it just allows you to get the best possible recording as your PC prioritizes a lot of its resources into the recording of the video. Under the video tab, you're going to see a renderer, which that is basically based off of the an NVIDIA or AMD card. So we'll say either or. I have NVIDIA card, obviously, so DirectX V11. For the color format, you're going to want to make sure it's an NV12, and for your YUV color space, you want to make sure that's set to 709. The rest of these are generally pretty fine. You shouldn't have to worry. You can copy these settings if they're not by default, but other than that, I think that's generally the main settings I use over in the advanced tab. As I said, if you do plan on recording and making videos in a more high quality production like setting, then it is, like I said, I do personally recommend that you do have a decent gaming machine or editing machine to handle the loads. This is especially important if you plan on playing some of the more popular games like Apex Legends or Fortnite, as they require a decent machine to let alone just play. So just make sure you just keep that in mind. If you do happen to want to invest in a mid-spec PC that you can record and edit pretty well with, to check out my latest $600 PC build, I'll flash a thumbnail up here and leave a link in the description in the video, so please check that out. Of course, I'll have a link to download OBS in the description, so go check that out, make some gameplay videos, tell me what you think about it, tell me how it compares to maybe what you used to record, but yeah. Well guys, I think that's all for today's video. If you could leave a comment down below telling me what you think about making these types of tutorials, you know, am I doing them well, am I, you know, is there something I can improve on? Obviously, I'm looking for feedback more than anything. Would you like to see more from the future? If so, tell me exactly maybe what you'd like to see. I'd like to once again say thank you for 90 subscribers. The fact that we hit that milestone makes me excited for just the future in general. You know, it's always a good time when you hit that, like, a milestone on YouTube. You know, it means you're doing something to progress yourself forward, and I mean, I'm just excited for the road to 100. We're almost there, guys. 10 more subs. Signed, a kid with a dream.